everyone, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 41 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in ECW history as we officially enter the top 10 with match number 10 on our list, which is the ECW World Heavyweight Championship match between the champion Mike Awesome and the challenger Spike Dudley from the Guilty as Charged 2000 event held on January the 9th, 2000. This is an example of what I'm going to say is a B title defense, where, there was really no question that the champion was going to walk out still the champion. But this match does such a good job in all of these extra moving pieces that turned it into this big time grudge match and gave you small glimmers of hope that Spike would win the title. And all of his offense was done perfectly throughout this match. And it is a real, high caliber hidden gem that overall, in my opinion, is one of the most compelling ECW World Title matches of all time and is an absolute worthy inclusion in the top 10 on this list. This match is so great. So basically how we got to this point: Mike Awesome was the ECW World Heavyweight Champion. He won the title in the three-way dance from Taz and Masato Tanaka at Anarchy Rules 99 that we had talked about in a previous video. Spike Dudley, over the course of the past year and a half, had been built up as a giant killer in ECW. He had defeated men like Big Sally Graziano, Bam Bam Bigelow, Kamala, Viscera or Mabel, whatever you want to call him, Nelson Knight. To build up this character that, despite his small stature, he could defeat these massive men. And it made logical sense that Mike Awesome, was this huge juggernaut of a champion that was destroying everybody that was thrown in his path, that he would eventually cross paths with Spike Dudley. And they really heated this match up 1 week before the pay-per-view. I talked about this. We had Awesome and Tanaka from New Year's Eve earlier on our list. After that match was said and done, Spike Dudley's girlfriend at the time, so they had a woman that had been dressed as Spike Dudley in the crowd for a couple of, shows. She jumped Judge Jeff Jones, who was Awesome's manager. That led to Mike Awesome clotheslining her, and they did an awesome job where he clotheslined her teeth out and she had blood coming out of her mouth. That led to Spike Dudley snapping and going and trying to bring the fight to Awesome. And they ended that New Year's Eve episode with Spike going for the acid drop, his finisher, and getting thrown over the top rope through a table on the floor by Mike Awesome. A fantastic finish to end an episode of TV. So 1 week later, we are at Guilty as Charged, and these two are meeting for the title. And they do such a good job, even in the opening of the match. So Spike Dudley comes out and starts setting up all sorts of tables on the arena floor. And he cuts this great, passionate promo, basically about how he's made his living out of getting thrown through tables, which is Mike Awesome's specialty, and by defeating giant bullies, which is what Mike Awesome is, and that he would do that again tonight. He jumps Awesome during his entrance, and the first minute of this match is incredible. So Spike jumps Awesome. Awesome, being a big, strong man, comes back from it and hits a gorilla press slam where he throws Spike to the floor. Spike does a complete flip off the bump and goes through a table. It is wild. It is brutal. Spike shows his heart by somehow getting back in the ring, and Awesome proceeds to throw him over the top rope through two stacked tables. It is an opening like you've never seen before. It shows immediately that Mike Awesome is going to destroy this man. He continues by throwing Spike over the rail, and he hits his, signature running dive over the guardrail. But then things change a little bit where Spike starts to get some offense. So back in the ring, Awesome tries to put him away with an Awesome Bomb. Spike counters that into a Hurricane Rana over the ropes to the floor. He proceeds to just hurl his body off the ring apron at Awesome. And this is a lot of Spike's offense. It's literally just using his small frame and his body to throw it at Awesome and hope for the best. He hits the acid drop over the guardrail, so he kicks off the guardrail and drops Awesome throat first over the guardrail and just proceeds to start unloading with chair shots on him. At some point in this, though, Spike hurts his leg, and he goes for a suicide dive through the ropes and kind of catches that bad leg on the rope. He almost, eats dirt off of it. Awesome, you know, hits the catch of a lifetime to make sure that doesn't happen. And just in a great piece of, you know, character work and awareness of the surroundings. You know, the crowd starts with the traditional, you know, ECW you effed up chant, and Awesome turns it on Spike by like pointing at him and being like, yeah, you effed up, you're gonna pay for it now. And it was just a really good way to move, you know, that crowd hostility in toward the story of the match. And it was so well done. Spike manages to, you know, get his boots up on a corner charge. He hits a wild double stomp from the top where he just like bounces off of Awesome, and then hits like a wild spear through the ropes, again just hurling his body at Awesome, and they both tumble to the floor. We get, you know, some Spike Dudley blood. He's a really good bleeder, so he goes again to throw his body at Awesome with a chair, but Awesome gets his feet up. And just in another crazy, crazy spot, Mike Awesome hits a springboard dive from the ring into the crowd onto Spike Dudley, and just the disparity of sizes is insane that they would even go for that spot. Little Spike Dudley, you know, 150 pounds soaking wet, having to catch, you know, 300-pound Mike Awesome flying from the ring into the crowd, but they pulled it off, and it was wicked. Awesome goes to finish him off with an awesome bomb off the ring apron through a table, but Spike gets a low blow, hits the acid drop off the ring apron through the table on the floor, and follows that up with a diving chair shot from the top rope to the arena floor on Awesome, which 2 videos ago I talked about that being the move that broke Tommy Dreamer's foot. Here's Spike Dudley already on a bad leg, busting that out a couple of years later. It was wild. This match, like I said, it's all about, you know, Spike sticking, moving, doing whatever counters he can, throwing his body at Awesome, but ultimately it proves to be too much, and we go back to the spot from, you know, the December 31st episode of ECW on TNN, where Spike goes through for an acid drop, and Awesome throws him over the top rope, through a table on the floor. Spike gets one little last glimmer of hope where he counters out of an Awesome bomb through a table, goes for the acid drop again, backflips out of it, and again, a callback to that episode of TNN where Awesome just wipes him out with a big clothesline, just like the one he used to knock Spike's girlfriend's teeth out of her mouth. He lies Spike across the top, goes for the Awesome splash through a table. Spike manages to get up, but that proves to be a worse decision as Awesome hits him with one of the biggest Awesome bombs from the top of all time, where he just one arm hoists Spike over his shoulder and basically hits like a jackknife powerbomb where he comes down on his feet and just drops Spike straight through a table. It is a insane finish. It is the perfect cherry on top of an awesome match. And this is something that ECW did so well, where at its core, is this a squash match? Maybe, but Spike gets enough hope that it allows you to, you know, suspend your disbelief and think, is there potential that this little dude could become the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, even though, you know, your logical brain would think there's no way Awesome is going to lose the title to Spike Dudley. They give you that glimmer of hope. This match has insane spots, a great story, a great build coming into it, wonderful moments, huge bumps. It is everything you want out of an ECW match, and it is Mike Awesome's best ECW match that doesn't feature Masato Tanaka. It is a wonderful little hidden gem that is well worth going out of your way to see. Spike Dudley is somebody that I feel overall is very underappreciated. He doesn't get, you know, as much clamor as, you know, Bubba Ray and Devon do from the Dudley clan. But that dude gave his heart and soul to ECW with the bumps he took, and he's just a wonderful performer. This match is incredible. You can find it on the WWE Network. Of course, it might be on Peacock. I don't know, but you can track it down online if you look hard enough. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you don't miss a video. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.